Paul Heyman shocked the world when he returned on SmackDown with CM Punk, as CM Punk joined Roman's bloodline. And now the real reason why this happened has been revealed, and reportedly, Roman Reigns is not happy about it. So let's get into this breaking news story right now. It had been 5 months since WWE fans last saw Paul Heyman in WWE. Of course, the last time we saw him, he was attacked by Solo's bloodline, put through a table, and then put onto a stretcher and taken away in an ambulance on SmackDown. And as for CM Punk, he had also been gone from WWE for a while. The last time we saw CM Punk was at the Bad Blood pay-per-view where he defeated Drew McIntyre in a Hell in a Cell match. And going into this week's episode of SmackDown, which of course took place on November 22nd, 2024, Roman Reigns, he only had 4 men to go against Solo Sikoa's 5 men in the War Games match at Survivor Series. So Roman Reigns needed to make a decision about what he was going to do for his War Games team. And in a backstage segment on this week's episode of SmackDown, we saw Roman Reigns discuss who the 5th man possibly could be, along with Jey, Jimmy, and Sammy. So Roman said he didn't want Cody Rhodes to be in his War Games team by simply saying that Cody Rhodes, he's old news. So it seems that there is still some bad blood between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, even though they teamed up just a few months ago and it seemed like things were okay with them. And then somebody who everybody thought was going to join Roman's War Games team, Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns said he doesn't want Seth Rollins to be in the War Games match with his bloodline, even though it would have made a lot of sense to have Seth Rollins on Roman's team, because on Solo's team you have Bronson Reed, who Seth is currently feuding with. So it looked like Roman was going to have some problems going into War Games because he only had 4 men. And there was even a bigger issue where Solo Sikoa said that he wanted Roman Reigns to come out at the end of SmackDown and surrender. So Roman Reigns told his bloodline that they're just going to go out there 4-5 and just forget about a 5th man. And that's what led to Paul Heyman's return to WWE. And now the real reason why Paul Heyman and CM Punk returned to WWE has been revealed. So just as things were looking bleak for Roman Reigns and his 4-man team, who were going face-to-face with Solo's 5-man bloodline, we saw Paul Heyman come out into the arena, and WWE fans were very happy to see him, but at the same time, they were wondering, what is Paul Heyman doing here? What is he going to say? Paul Heyman began to speak, and he started to talk about the fact that this upcoming War Games match, it needs to be 5-on-5. And from the looks of it, it looked like Paul Heyman was definitely on Roman's side. There was really no tease of Heyman somehow turning against Roman and aligning himself with Solo Sikoa's bloodline. And that's when Paul Heyman pointed to the entrance and CM Punk's music played and he came out. And then we saw CM Punk align himself with Roman's bloodline and attack Solo's bloodline. So after Roman's bloodline and CM Punk sent Solo's bloodline packing, we saw Roman and CM Punk go face to face with Paul Heyman in the background, looking very happy. It seemed that Paul Heyman was enthused about this new alliance between CM Punk and Roman Reigns. And you're probably asking yourself, why did this happen? Why did CM Punk align himself with the bloodline? CM Punk has shown no interest whatsoever in feuding with Solo's bloodline. There's no real heat there. There's no real animosity that we've seen. But there's something that a lot of fans have forgotten about. Just a few weeks before Paul Heyman got attacked by Solo's bloodline back in June, we saw an in-ring talking segment on SmackDown with CM Punk and Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman asks CM Punk to basically save him from Solo's bloodline. And that led to a tense face-off with CM Punk and Solo's bloodline, but Cody Rhodes ended up making the save before anything got out of control. So, obviously, when Paul Heyman was off television for these past several months, he had been talking to CM Punk to try to get him to help out Roman's bloodline, because Roman Reigns, he's had a lot of issues the last couple months with Solo's bloodline. Solo's bloodline has left Roman and the OG bloodline laid out multiple times. And it was time for somebody to come along who could really help Roman out besides the old bloodline members who he reunited with recently. And in a segment that WWE posted to social media that most people didn't see, we saw Roman Reigns, the OG bloodline, and CM Punk posing in the ring as Roman's bloodline put their fingers in the air, and CM Punk did the go to sleep motion that he does right before he hits the GTS. So, what does this all mean, and what is going on? What is the real reason behind this to set it up? So, when we saw Roman Reigns face off with CM Punk, fans were wondering, is Roman going to attack CM Punk? What's going on here? In the past, Roman Reigns criticized CM Punk's WWE return, which of course happened at last year's Survivor Series. Roman Reigns said that CM Punk didn't treat him well when CM Punk was in WWE during Punk's first run. So having this happen was pretty surprising, and reportedly Roman Reigns isn't happy about this. Even though many fans believe that Roman Reigns always signs off on the booking of the Bloodline segments, this was a situation where Triple H stepped in. Triple H wanted CM Punk to be a member of the Bloodline, at least temporarily going into War Games, to try and create big interest in the War Games match. WWE officials and Triple H felt that this needed to happen. And Triple H knows that in the future, this all could set up a Roman Reigns versus CM Punk feud. And that ultimately is the real reason why this all happened. WWE wants Roman Reigns versus CM Punk at an upcoming pay-per-view. And if that happens, that will surely be a humongous matchup. What are your thoughts on Paul Heyman having CM Punk join Roman's bloodline? Leave a comment and give me your opinion.